device, so it will come out a little bit differently. There we go. Now I just need to figure out how to share it. Hi everybody, please excuse me due to, just say it's due to load shedding. I'm live. Can you get in there now?
No, still going round.
Okay, well, let's hope we can do this tonight because it's a bit of a mess. The load shedding is really here in South Africa. For those of you that are not familiar, the load shedding here in South Africa really causes a lot of problems for us. And I'm really looking forward to getting an inverter. So speaking of which, if you're listening or if you're listening in future, I would like to ask you that if you'd like me to continue this service, and I'd really like to continue doing it, if you feel the need, if you feel it on your heart, please make a donation on the PayPal link below so that we can get an inverter, so that we don't have these kind of issues in the future, and I can just use my computer and equipment that I usually use, and I can also be more productive. And I suppose it's just a kind of problem that we are having in this country, and it's going global as well, the load shedding. So it's not just for South Africans, it is going to start affecting the whole world. So yeah, that's something to think on, and that's not channeling or anything. That's from research that I did, and I found that out. I spoke about it a little bit in my most recent blog post, which is the text version. It's not exactly the transcription, but it's the text version of the channeling I did on the 2nd of January this year, which speaks about what to expect for the year ahead, especially in terms of lessons for humanity. And yeah, so that's there for you to read, and it's got a lot more details in and extra things to look at. And I mentioned the systems of control, because right now in this time, this first period of the year, the awareness of the imbalance of power. So it's not only the bigger powers that be that we're talking about here. It could be any imbalance of power to become aware of and pay attention to, and see where people are abusing their power and where you are giving your power away. So that's definitely something we're having to look at. Hi Layla, hi everyone, hi Tracy. Sorry, I can't see the comments so nicely on my feed, but that's why Anthony's here. He's going to help me with that. Hi Wasima.
Hello everyone.
Here's Anthony. So I'm on my phone tonight for those of you that joined late, and we can thank Eskom. If you're not South African, that's our energy company here, our power company as you would call it. Yeah, so we had a few issues. The laptop's also a bit old and didn't quite want to do everything it's supposed to, so we're having some technical difficulties, but here we are. So I'm glad that you've all joined me and that you're all here with me and with Anthony.
We're actually early.
And I know we're early. I just decided to just go live. So here we are. Okay, so Melo's going to be first, and then of course to remember our other friend if he shows up. Actually forgot his name, but I did email you those details. Yeah, there's going to be someone joining us that I said I would do a free healing for tonight here, and I would like to ask that if he is here and we are doing the healing, and maybe even if he's not, we can still do it. I don't want to share too much details, that's for him to share, but basically if you can join me in the energy, we can help him as well. Okay. All right, so I'm just going to wait another minute or two to see if anybody else shows up, especially for those that are maybe expecting it to start at 7:30, and we're a bit early. Okay, so going to be doing some channeling for Mello first because it's his birthday. Happy birthday, Mello. And Mello always has great questions, so enjoy it. And yeah, and then if the other gentleman joins us, we will do the healing session for him. And then after that, we will take 2 more questions from you guys. Just remember to type 3 pink hearts in the YouTube chat box. Tell me if you'd like me to channel anyone specific. If you don't, please tell me that too. And also what your questions are. And then after that, we'll ask some more questions for the collective, because I'm pretty sure Mela is not only going to ask personal questions. Am I right?
Not there.
That's fine. Okay, it's not a problem. We're a little bit stressed out about everything changing, but you got to roll with the punches. Yeah. Okay, all right, let me just get in some energy. I just want to grab my wand quickly.
Okay, I don't see the other gentleman here. I can't find his name either, but if he is, yeah.
I think we'll just raise him in our awareness just now. Okay. Okay, let's start with a bit of light language. And we'll just send some healing to him now. And to all the others that are currently struggling with debilitating diseases, that there are a number of people, and this gentleman is one of them, that have conditions that there's no cure for, that causes disability to such a severe effect that they have no quality of life, and they can't live life like regular people. It's very it's hectic. So we all have our different things that we need healing for. So let's just lift up the human consciousness and everybody who's suffering from really debilitating conditions, and put them in your thoughts. Maybe you have someone specific in mind, that's fine, just keep them in your thoughts. And I will send out the healing with the help of the archangels. Archangel Raphael will assist me. Archangel Gabriel will help with communication. Archangel Michael will clear and protect. Archangel Sandalphon will ground us in this space. Archangel Metatron will connect us to the divine and bring down, or rather raise the frequency for us more. Thank you very much. And Archangel Uriel will do what he does best. Thank you so much. Thank you. Kia se ke inta kai te toko no te tenta I ke se taka ke ia te to. E she ke ia ha ke se tataya ke te sato e sen kai a fo she te sai a to. Ore he te ke I takai se ke he ke a soko e she te se ke se se a whai a ke ara to toko and toko se inta she te he a kototo. E paia te te a soko so te ke la ta shunte ra te toko so. A whaia ke a soko so e shita. E he a kototo in te ke a saka e se ke a toko. E ra te te a te toko e sentai a shite. E whaia ko e senta ko uro toko. E paia ko sonte a shuto. Inka o soto e ke inka. Ore ia te ita ki a sente a shutoko heke le taia tente a se. Thank you for everybody that's standing together, both in the physical realm as well as the metaphysical realm. Ea ke a soko sonte a shintaya ke a hakaente ke senta ye ke te a soko sonte a kakaente ke shitea. Whaere heke a satoko e shentere te te inkala te toko sontrokoto e tala te te inta shoe te te. Ontorototo. I'm getting the message that many people that are suffering from these debilitating conditions, many of them have chosen to learn from these difficult experiences. Their souls have chosen this, and that doesn't make it easier necessarily to bear, but it gives some understanding as to why that happens. Others have karmic patterns running that are causing issues, but these can be cleared. And even with the ones that have chosen this for this lifetime, just knowing that. So if that's you, if you feel like there's lessons to be learned, always ask what can be gained in any difficult circumstances and accept the lesson. Once you accept the lesson, whatever it may be, it will be easier, it will be less suffering, and you can become grateful. And of course, there's also that group of people that are giving their energy away and allowing their energy to be affected by other energies. So it's very important to learn to protect yourself. And this is probably, a lot of people actually suffer from this with minor illnesses, but there's a small portion of people with debilitating illnesses that are also falling under this category. Okay, and now sending out that healing, also sending healing to yourself. And all you really have to do is just send love to your whole being. Just let the love wash over you. Let it wash over you. If you don't know how to heal, you think you don't know, all you have to do is send love. And picture the person, it could be you, perfectly healthy and happy. That is what we need to do. Just unconditional love and picture them perfectly healthy and happy. And if you feel like you need to picture yourself that way, then do that too. So we always first need to fill our own cups. And I wonder if now you could just picture humanity with me and just allow yourself to visualize the picture of the world you'd like to live in, where people are living in peace, where people are united, loving, open hearts, where people are not being controlled by negative forces, and where things like natural healing is normal. Energy healing, all this kind of things, just normal, and people can heal themselves too. Just people are healthy, happy. There's still lessons. There will always be lessons. Let's lift up the whole of the human consciousness. Thank you very much. Just be present with yourself. Bring yourself back into the present. And now I'd like you to set your intention for what you'd like out of today's session. Thank you very much. Just allow yourself to set the intention. What you want to receive from today's session. Open hearts, open minds. Thank you. All right, ready to start. Ready to start for Melo.
Fantastic. Okay, Melo would like to get his guide Mike to ask him a few questions.
Hey, Mike. Okay. Hi, Mike.
And then just before you carry on there, the other people that have the pink hearts, please type who you want to channel and your question.
Can everybody hear Anthony? So, because the microphone is obviously here today.
Yeah, don't worry. You'll probably find it. See what they
Okay, so let us know if you can hear Anthony loud and clear, please. He has just asked if you've got pink hearts to please say who you'd like me to channel and your questions. Thank you. All right, let's get Mike in. Mike, are you 100% light? Love and truth. Yes. Yay. Okay, Mike, you're welcome to come through and speak to Melo directly. Thank you. Just need a moment to get myself out of the way. For those of you that don't know, I'm a conscious channel. I'm not a trance channel. And that is so that I can use my gift of clairvoyance to share images as needed. Okay, Mike. Hi, Melo. Hello, everybody.
Hi.
Hi. Thank you so much for allowing me to come through.
Thank you for joining us. Melo's got 2 questions for you. First one is, he wants to know, I'll read it here. Why was my week so difficult with business?
It was to test your skills and your patience, and there were some things that you needed to become aware of and learn during this week. It is important for you at this time to not get too comfortable with things and to allow yourself the room to expand and also experience sometimes, definitely not all the time, but sometimes allow yourself to experience those challenges, and not only the mental challenges but other challenges, emotional challenges. So this week was more a test of emotionality. It was more a way to teach you more patience, teach you more tolerance and acceptance, teach you more of a completely different viewpoint that you maybe have never really had much experience with. So some of the challenges that you faced really was designed, I guess you could say, designed to really throw you in terms of a different perspective. And it might not even have been obvious at the time, but once everything has settled down, and it already has started settling down, you may start noticing those and becoming aware of those differences and those things that seem like a regular type of difficulty, but once you start looking at it through a different lens, you will notice that there's more going on there than what you expected. So yes, it is an earth school. This is a place you came to learn, and even though your main focus, besides your soul relationships and all of those things, even though it's so based on science and the cosmic realities and all of that, there's still a great deal of other things your soul wants to experience and grow in. Please let me know if you have any follow-up questions with regards to this.
Thank you. He does have another question, and it is, he wants to know, what should I improve or focus on?
This is a time for everybody right now who is awakened to practice consciousness, to practice stillness, to practice mindfulness. And yes, these are age-old things that people have practiced for thousands of years, but it's going into a different level now. It's going into a place where the awoken can really, as you are sitting in a place of stillness and allowing yourself to look at yourself, and that's specifically for you Melo, it's just taking a beat, pulling over, as Mel Robbins would say, just pulling over, pausing, stopping, just being, assessing, allowing yourself to reflect on what has passed and reflect on your goals, and if you're still in alignment with your higher path, if you're in alignment with your current soul mission. And yes, and I guess that was the purpose of your question. But for now, it is more just about stillness, about just being with you. It is so tempting when we get excited about things to be busy and just want to go, 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 go. But sometimes the busyness can distract you from what's truly going on within yourself, because there's so many responsibilities and so many things to take care of, and so many obstacles and challenges, and there's so many things, and it can be exciting and wonderful. And even if your life is in the most wonderful place overall, it's still a good idea to just pause, just take a beat. And you can just take a beat, quite literally. So enjoy just being and just allowing yourself to just have a bit of stillness. Yeah, this is best for you right now. Just pause, just pause. And this is not only you, Melo, however, for you specifically, and it's going to be quite a challenge for you to just be completely still. And I'm aware of this, but I want to tell you that it's okay. It's okay to be still, because if you allow yourself this time of pause and just relaxing into it, just embracing the stillness, you will be able to see more clearly things that you weren't able to see before, especially if you are not expecting them or waiting for them or attached to any outcomes. Just really practicing being and stilling your mind, stilling the thoughts. your brain is always churning with ideas and um, new inspiration. And this serves you. This is part of who you are. This is wonderful. But right now, just be still, because there's some information that needs to come through when you're ready, when you're able to just still your mind more. That is going to help you with the next phase of your mission. Thank you.
He's already come back for the previous question saying thank you. So let's see if he comes through for this one.
Okay. Just be still with me.
He says thank you very much. We'll pause.
Thank you, Milo. Thank you so much. Love to you. Thank you for listening. Sending lots of love to all of you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mike. Okay, thank you. All right, who's next?
Tracy.
Great.
I just want to sort that out quick.
Okay, who does Tracy want me to channel?
Higher self. He just wants any message from a higher self.
Okay, thank you. All right, Tracy. Hello Tracy. Hello everybody else. It's so lovely to be in this beautiful energy. Thank you for having me here. Tracy, what you most need to know right now is that everything will be okay. There's so many things, little things that you put so much importance on, that is actually not doing anything for you. It's just creating cortisol and stress and causing you more anxiety and more baggage than you need to carry. So there's many things which you worry about. And I just want to tell you that it's like a rat running on a wheel. You don't need that. You don't need any of those worries. You do not need to stress about those things. It's okay if things are not perfect. It's okay if things don't always work out the way you planned. Just let go of those little things. Rather focus on your main mission, your main purpose here. And as long as you're in line with that, all those other little things don't matter. They don't matter at all. So when you find yourself wanting to listen to your busy ego, your stressed out ego, your anxious ego, your ego that plants doubts, if you find yourself starting to listen to that, I'd like you to just pause and allow yourself to become aware whose voice that is. Sometimes it's not even your ego. Sometimes your ego or even your energy has taken on someone else's anxieties and problems. And you know, when you have small children, they're under your protection, and that's okay, and we're meant to help carry their burdens. But everybody else, you don't need to. You don't need to. You don't need to proxy for them. You don't need to carry their burdens. You don't need to solve their problems. You don't need to get involved with everything. And It is understandable because you want to help and you love so deeply and you care so deeply. But just because you're able to doesn't mean you need to do that for everybody. When there's someone specific who really needs your brand of healing, your nurturing spirit, it will be very, very strong and clear. It will come from me. And it will feel very different to frantic, stressful, out of control thoughts, fires that need to be put out. It won't be like that. It will be a feeling of confidence, of calm, and let me do this. It will just be, there'll be no stress involved. So that's when it's me. So it's important at this time to really allow yourself to become aware of when it is your intuition, your higher self, and when it is someone else. Because there's many times when you are proxying for other people. So it's not even your thoughts or your stress. No need to take that on. Just let it go. And so many little things. It's also understandable that you want to control your environment because it brings you a sense of peace. But it's also important for you to learn to be flexible and adapt. So just let go. You'll feel a whole lot better, I promise. Thank you. If you have any other questions to ask me with regards to what I shared now, please let me know.
So Tracy says, yes, I totally understand what you're saying, and thank you for this message. I will work on letting go.
Great. Thank you, Tracy. You will feel so much better. All right. Love and light and peace to all of you. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Who's next?
Next is Honey.
Honey.
Yes, she would also like to message from her higher self, but then she does have a specific question as well.
Okay. All right. Just getting myself firstly back in my body fully. Okay. All right. Speaking about getting back into my body before I do Honey's higher self, I am kicking off my first channeling course. There's going to be two. The first is going to be called Magic Mediumship, and it will be, I guess you could say, basic and intermediate training for mediumship and channeling, sort of the foundation of channeling. And then I will have a more advanced channeling course that will follow that. And I'm also, many of the modules that's in the channeling course will also be available as short courses. And the reason why I thought of that now, out of the blue, is because I want to be sharing, even on a Monday Night Live, a lot more of little things that I do as a channeler. So if you pick up on it, good. It means it's within your field of understanding and interests in what you want to perhaps pursue. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that. It's starting, I stand corrected, but I believe the 16th of March. So yes, if you're interested in that, please contact me. All right, Honey. Alright, honey, I feel it's not safe to completely let your higher self come through fully. But I will relay messages that I am receiving from your higher self. Okay. Alright, so honey, what I'm picking up for you right now is that you need to seek healing, and you're actually probably already considering it or already started some things. So it's just coming through that you're just really in need of healing some deeper things, not just the top layer of things, like if I can put it this way, sometimes the things that you're concerned with healing is just the surface of what's really going on, but there's things that are much more, the root is much deeper than that, and that's what's requiring healing. So I'm just literally just seeing like a root, that's got like some yucky stuff on it, if I can put it that way. That's just how the symbolism works for me, so I understand that symbolism. And of course, you can do that through Compassion Key with me, possibly. Or you may already have someone that you trust a lot that is a healer that can possibly help you. I do sense there's someone that you trust implicitly. But it's important for you to just follow your intuition. Go to who feels right to you, and allow yourself to get into those root causes. I'm picking up regression would be excellent for you. So in Compassion Key we use regression as part of the healing and part of the reprogram. What Compassion Key really is, it removes programming and it goes right down to the karmic layer. So clearing things at the soul level so that it can ripple through to all the other layers. And the regression part, that's what's important for you. So whether it's something like Compassion Key with me or whoever, or whether it's just regression therapy, hypnotherapy, anything like that, you can decide. You could also do something similar with journey work. So journey work would be really good for you at this stage as well. With someone holding space for you. So you could do journey work alone, but for this specific thing, this work, it'd be very good to have a guide, someone who can guide you through it and hold space for you. And yeah, just getting to those root causes of what's causing it. And I'm literally, my left arm and wrist is just jerking like crazy here, which tells me that the issues, and there's a lot of fear there as well, there's a lot of deep-seated fear. Maybe it's like in your subconscious, maybe you're not even aware of it, but the deep-seated fear. And there's stuff coming down from your maternal line. And I'm seeing this story has been going on for a long time with the women in your family, from a very, very long time ago. So I'm seeing generations just going. So yeah, it's very important for you at this time to get to the root of that. Hope that helps. Let me know if you have a follow-up.
She does have another question.
Yeah.
She wants to know if some spirit is trying to contact her.
Yes. It's sorry that I'm laughing. It's actually because I got the answer instantly, because the generations that I'm talking about of women, they're trying to contact you. They're trying to speak to you. They're trying to let you know. So well done on asking the right questions here tonight. They're trying to let you know that, because this healing you see is not just for you right now in this lifetime and for your soul, obviously, because it goes that deep, but it will also heal the other souls that you're connected with and interconnected with. So Okay, hope that helps. Let me know if you have any follow-ups.
She says, thanks so much. Makes sense. Is it my granny?
It's not only her, she's there. Um, it really feels kind of like the collective. I think your granny might be a point of contact because you're closer to her and you feel familiar with her. So spirit will often choose what makes you feel comfortable. Yeah. So yes, she has been trying to speak to you, but kind of as a, excuse me, kind of as a voice for the woman. And it's not only the woman past, but it also affects the female line going forward. Hope that makes sense. Okay. And now we're going to do questions for the collective. I'm just taking Anthony's notes here because our daughter Kira, I don't know, I guess it was a bit scary with the load shedding, so she's wanting our attention. So he's run to go help her. But he's written down 3 questions here that there is for the collective. I'm sorry, I don't know who asked the questions. Oh, Layla wanted me to channel higher self. Layla, you know what? I'm just going to quickly check in for you as well, okay? Okay. I'm going to do it quickly. Okay, girl, you know the story, you know the drill. Layla is also another gifted psychic. She's an oracle. So I'm just going to, she does some wonderful work, people. So I'm just going to do a quick, okay. All right. Okay, Layla. I'm getting lots of images. I've got the sense that you would understand the images. Basically, I'm seeing 2 things. I'm seeing you at a desk, like an office job, and you just kind of look out of place there. That's all I can say. And then I'm seeing you, I almost want to say floating in nature, and it's just this grassy field, this meadow, beautiful meadow, and a soft summer sun, or maybe it's spring, you know, it's just soft light, and it's this peaceful scene, and you just like in the center of the universe is what it looks like, just completely at peace. And what you can tell me if I'm interpreting this right, but what I'm sensing from that is you're considering options that you haven't considered before, and it's making you feel a little bit uncomfortable. But the message is that as long as you stay in alignment and just stay, whenever you start letting your thoughts come in and cloud your judgment, to just clear your mind. So just clear your mind. And I think because you're so, at the moment, with a lot of the things that you're thinking about, and I'm finding myself very much in a similar kind of situation. Not exactly the same, but also kind of assessing things and pivoting a little bit and so on. And so, okay, I'm also seeing the sword with the office job. So what I'm getting from that is a kind of a more businessy approach will serve you on some level. So it's not necessarily a bad thing. It's just that it is daunting, right? And it's not your usual necessarily, or it's kind of like it wants to bring you back into the old you, who you're not really anymore. But then this other peaceful side is just the message of just staying centered. Just always just keep following your heart. It's that simple. It's like your mind wants to overcomplicate it. But actually it's just really that simple. Just staying in flow and just and like because you're just almost so close to it, it's almost like you're struggling to zoom out and just look at the bigger picture. Like it's hard for you to actually just, it's kind of like you're just in it and you're not really noticing or realizing that actually just float up like the eagle, just go above so that you can see the whole bigger picture. And it's almost like you have to just be objective and just look at it from the outside, like you're looking at your life like a movie and just basically not worry so much. You don't have to worry so much. You're doing really well. You are, I think in some ways maybe it feels like you're not, and you're anxious to grow and you're anxious to get further. And that is there. The growth is coming. It's going to happen. And definitely use your higher mind to do the business side and the things that you need to do. But always just make sure that you're in alignment. And you can only do that if you just step back and just, have a look. All right, I hope that all makes sense to you. Please let me know if you need any clarity there. And I'll also be happy to chat with you on WhatsApp about it tomorrow if you want to. But yeah. Okay. So yes. Okay, so who's the first question from? Melo. Okay.
We don't have anyone specific.
Does nobody want anyone specific? Nobody wants one specific for me to channel. Okay. Did Layla get back? Don't want to ignore Layla.
Thank you, I appreciate it.
Okay, you're welcome. All right. Does anybody want me to channel anyone specific? An ascended master, a collective. I've got a few that's willing to come through. Thoth. What's it? The Council of Thoth. What is it again? The Thoth one is here. Morrowell is here. Galactic Federation is here.
Saint Germain.
Saint Germain. I've never channeled Saint Germain before. I actually know, like, I don't actually know anything about Saint Germain. I know he's popular right now. I'm seeing stuff about, maybe it's just coming into my awareness that I keep seeing stuff about Saint Germain popping up, but I actually know nothing about him. Do you know anything about him? Anthony's just showing me this 0. Okay, I'm happy to do that. Let's see if Saint Germain wants to come through, or if there's anyone else that maybe has more important name. Kind of a very I want to say masculine energy, but it feels a kind of very different from most energies that I've channeled. Okay, what does your intuition say?
My intuition says Morrowell.
Okay. Morrowell, for those of you that don't know, is a collective that I channel. One of the first, I think they might have been the first. They were the first collective that came through, but I think they were the first that beings, if you like, that I channeled directly. And they're a group of higher dimensional, higher frequency beings of various different races and species and so on. 8-dimensional, having a lot of knowledge and tapped into the records of Earth and what's happening. So they're like they're like record keepers, I guess you could say, and they know a lot about healing and about the histories of Earth as well as what's to come. It's like they're outside of time. I guess anyone above our dimensions are outside of time, but yeah. So let's give it a vote. Who wants Saint Germain? Who wants the Morowell Collective?
Okay, I've got some other people saying things here. Melchizedek.
Oh yes, Melchizedek's also one of the first beings that I channeled. I feel very close to Melchizedek. Okay.
And then Michael says something about his archangel's name is Manuel. And I think
Emmanuel, he wants me to channel Yeshua.
And I think Saint Germain and Thoth is for me.
Is for me?
I don't know.
Who's that?
That's what Michael's saying.
Oh, okay.
Tracy says Saint Germain. Okay, Michael's saying he's getting lots of messages from Thoth, Hermes and Germain.
Okay. That makes sense. Okay. Anybody else have any preferences? Melo, your answer is getting answered first, so. Okay. Who wants to come through? I will just let it up to you guys. Who wants to come through? Morowell says they'll come next time. Okay. So, Saint Germain.
Yep.
Saint Germain's coming through. Okay. Saint Germain, I do not know you. Oh, maybe I do know you a little bit. Okay, that's interesting. I'm seeing a few interesting things, but I'm not going to share that here now. Saint Germain, are you 100% light? Yes, thank you. Thank you. Hello, awakened souls, and all of you who are ready to grow and that are here to grow, and all of you that are seeking unity. Thank you for being here, and thank you for allowing me to come through.
Thank you for joining us.
You're welcome.
Okay, let's jump right into the questions. Okay, the first question is from Melo. He would like to know, will the truth about the inner Earth civilizations be disclosed or become common knowledge?
Certainly. It's a certainty that it will happen, especially as the Earth starts warming up more and more. As you know, the Earth wants to reveal the truths that are hidden inside and that are hidden from people. So certainly cosmic disclosure will happen, as you already know, but the inner Earth inhabitants will slowly but surely come out into the light, and it will start with the more outer pockets, some of the most deepest pockets, the most inner chambers of the honeycomb. If you can picture the Earth inside as a honeycomb, all those different races, different communities, different cultures, different atmospheres, different species of fauna and flora, different light sources being tapped into with crystals. So some of the deeper ones, the deeper pockets, are not going to come out to everyone as general knowledge. They also are huge and scary looking, so this is not what anyone really wants to create. There are also those pockets that want to remain undisclosed. They are not interested in humans. They're not interested in our coming and going. The only thing they're interested in is that the Earth is still taken care of. So there might be some that want to come forward and speak of those different groups, but but certainly there are those that just want nothing to do with humans because they see us as destructive little ants that scurry around and um, don't really understand what life is about and what's important. So that's their views. And then there are many that that feels humanity is ready um, to step up and to take more responsibility for themselves and the earth and the atmosphere, because they're truly the inner inhabitants. Think of us humans as surface dwellers, and the vast array of species and communities that are living within the earth. It is so huge. There's so much more space inside than there is on the surface of the earth. And the variety of creatures and races are astounding. So yes, it will happen. Some will be revealed by the earth herself as she warms up and as she changes and as she breaks some parts of herself apart, or rather it's more like she's opening up, and as she lets the ice caps melt to reveal what's hidden below the snow. So many of you already are aware of that disclosure. I mean, it's not really a secret anymore, but she wants it to become common knowledge. So it is happening. It is happening, and it's slowly but surely more and more people are becoming aware of it. A lot of people are very much in resistance, but there will come a time. So we're not talking timelines here, so you didn't ask for any specific timelines. But yes, there's already some strange creatures that have washed up and things like that. Do always be mindful to use your intuition and not to be fooled by those that are creating hoaxes and wanting to have a laugh and kind of poking fun at the whole disclosure event. And of course, some of those are also planted by certain groups of people who want to sow disinformation. So just always use your intuition when looking at information coming forth. And sometimes what seems stranger than fiction is the truth, and sometimes what seems like, yeah, they must be right, is disinformation. Not always the case, but keep your hearts and minds open and trust your intuition.
Thank you. Next question. What is the purpose of the UFO shoot-downs?
Truly, there are, depending on which government you are speaking about, because not all the governments of the earth agree on this. Some have decided that this should not happen because we are asking for trouble. So there are some that are not in agreement with the shoot downs, but for those that are doing the shoot downs, it's mainly out of fear and out of control. They really just want to make sure that it's kind of territorial. Okay, they are scared of what's coming down here and they don't want people to know. So they will shoot them down, go to the site, corner it off, seal it off, and not allow any civilians to come there, and nobody believes them anyway, the people that are speaking about their contact experiences, so they're not really that worried about that. Some of the military industrial complex have also been able to successfully reverse engineer mind wiping devices. So there are also some parts of humanity that don't remember, or maybe they think it was a dream or something like that. So anyway, it's just they want to keep things secret. And as I said before, understand that not everybody is in agreement about that. More and more people's minds are changing, people within government. as more and more people find out. And as some of the older information from the 1940s are coming out and becoming more public knowledge and being starting to be recognized as the truth and not just some crazy made up stories. So there is a movement towards people being more accepting, and a lot more people maybe not knowing any details, but being more accepting of the fact that there is life out there. So it is changing and it will change. But that is the main reason. They're just scared of panic, and they're territorial, and they're scared that they're going to take over, all kinds of things like that. And they also want to, in some cases, some of the shoot downs, there are actually those that want to come and take DNA and to further their own. So some of the shoot downs are not for bad reasons, actually. There are also because there's the higher ups that knows what's going on and that are aware of some of the extraterrestrials that do actually not care about us as people, but rather want to use our DNA. In fact, there are those that want to use our DNA because they are us, so that's a whole nother debate. But there are also others that actually just want to create negative things with hybrids and machines. So yeah, there's not just one story. There's not just one simple answer. There's various factions and various different reasons. But overall, most governments have decided that it is not a good idea. So yes, and the other thing is a lot of the shoot downs that are happening, a lot of the craft that are coming in are not actually flown by real individuals. They often use drones or remote control the ships because they know they're going to get shot down. Some of them are trying to help humanity by giving us technology, because humanity is really, really excellent at reverse engineering, and they've become experts at it. And there's people all over the universe that actually want to use our skills because we are more creative and imaginative, and because we've gone through such different kinds of experiences than most other races out there have been through. And just the way we think and the way we can figure things out and kind of, so we might not be good at coming up with the technology, but we're good at mimicking it and improving it even. So they want to see what we can do. So sometimes it's gifts of tech. I hope that makes sense to all of you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay.
Yes.
Next question.
I'm listening.
Okay. Do we go through tests? And if so, how can we recognize them and do our best?
Of course you go through tests. That's why you came here. You go through tests so that you can grow and learn, right? Your soul wanted you to come here because this is such a difficult place to learn, because this is the Harvard or the this is one of the top schools, and that's why it's so tough here. So yes, you get tests and you get lessons. The tests are after you've learned a lesson, and there's different levels of this, of course. But when you've pretty much got the lesson, then you'll get a test thrown at you, and of course it's very uncomfortable. And usually it's like, oh, I got this, and then you get this test thrown at you, and then you're like, oh, I don't got this. So it is important to understand that yes, there are tests, and how you can be better at them is really just to learn to work on yourself. That's the main thing. So embrace them, embrace the tests, even if you feel a little bit grumbly about it, and even you don't want to gaslight yourself and tell you that you're all happy-go-lucky because you're getting a challenge thrown at you. So think of the tests more as challenges, because truly that's more what they are. But it's really just about embracing it, embracing the test, embracing the experience, and embracing what you're going to gain out of the experience. So always ask yourself, what am I gaining from this? What am I learning from this? In every situation. How you can recognize them is exactly as I said, when you are learning a particular thing. Perhaps you are learning about loving yourself more. Okay, that's certainly something that most people have gone through or are going through. Um, and it's a big one for humanity. Okay, this is probably the most important lesson that people learn here. Many don't love themselves, and they come here not only to learn but to heal. And part of healing is learning about themselves and how to heal themselves. So, if you take the example of the self love, once the person gets to a certain point of self love, there might be something that comes up um, to make them doubt that, make them feel like bad about themselves again, even though they've started feeling more accepting of themselves. And that test is just designed to, it's almost like it's a challenge. It's to see if you're ready for the next level. Because as you know, with testing, sometimes you need to see if you're ready for that next level. Maybe you're not quite there yet. Maybe there's just one little more thing that you need to learn on this level. So it is important to just be present with it, accept it, and allow yourself to go through it, and allow yourself to be with it. Be with the challenge. Don't avoid it or escape it. That's what's going to give you the best chance of success. It's just embracing it fully and saying, I am ready to learn this lesson. I'm ready to get through this test, and I'm ready to prove to myself that I can do this. So it's about really just allowing yourself to really just believe in yourself and have confidence in yourself, and just to, at the end of the day, most of the lessons have got something to do with trusting yourself and loving yourself. So always keep that in mind. Just keep yourself, just come back to yourself. That's most things that you experience on this earth plane. Just allow yourself to come back to yourself. Allow yourself to come fully into your body, fully immerse yourself in the experiences here. Okay, there's a lot of gain and a lot of benefit and a lot of beauty if you are open to it.
Great, thank you. Okay, last question. We're running out of time. Okay, so the question is, what's happening in the political system? Is there a general reading you can give?
Is there something specific about the political system?
I think they just want to know, like, what's happening to it. Is it falling apart? Is it gonna go certain ways? I don't know. It's just...
So it's a bit of a two-part answer. On the one hand, as governments and systems and political systems are getting better at certain things, it's not really working anymore, because people are not being fooled and want the truth and they want the solutions. They don't want to just hear the promises anymore. And more people feel this way. More and more people all over the world do not have the trust in their government that they used to. Now, there are certain countries and certain governments that have started turning around and decided that there must be something different. But even in those, also, those are the ones that have become stronger and started realizing that they've got to work with the people and not just try and control them. However, there's still things that they need to let go of. And at some point, when the governments of the world are going to start collapsing in such a way, there's going to be new leaders that's going to emerge, and they're not going to come through in the same way. You will not necessarily have to go and study political science to become a leader, because as we know, there are all spiritual, natural leaders out there. And it's what people are starting to go, they're going to start putting, and they are starting to put more trust into those that are woke and spiritual, as opposed to just those who are learned and only have a one-dimensional view of the world, which is that very much a mental and intellectual view, and understanding that there's different ways in which this earth functions. And as that changes more and more, and people start understanding that Gaia is a real entity and a real being, and that everything within and on top of Gaia, all life is sacred and precious, we are all connected, we are all one. So as that becomes more and more of a reality for people, and people start accepting that a lot more in their lives as truth, not just airy fairy woo woo, it is going to change what leadership is, and people are going to be looking more again at listening to their elders and listening to the wise ones and listening to the medicine men and women. Of course, many of those cultures have never died, but it will become a lot more about community and people becoming empowered and doing things for themselves. And eventually, and now we're talking quite a ways down the road, it will become a place where there's communities and elders and they are being listened to, but it will become a global government. And the only way that that's going to work is if everybody becomes accepting of each other on Earth. So humanity still has a ways to go with that. Different cultures, different countries, accepting each other, and then of course accepting the ones that are out there and on the inside, the extraterrestrials and the inner terrestrials. So that is going to help bring humanity together more. All these events, realizing that there really is more out there, that's going to help. There is a fear by many governments that that's going to cause panic and war and all kinds of things, but the truth is they are the ones that are kind of attracting that with their fear and their trying to control everything. So yes, it's going to be a kind of a, it's going to seem like chaos at times. Let's put it this way, as this whole thing is changing and kind of going through all the different stages of growth, like teething and walking and all of these kinds of things. So yes, it's not always going to just be comfortable and great and wonderful, but it's going to be a road, and it's definitely has a lot to do with people empowering themselves.
Great, thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Thank you everybody for listening and for allowing me to come through. I'm really happy that you allowed me to teach you tonight, and it makes me to be part of this process and still part of humanity, even though I'm not here in the same way that I used to be. So I love all of you, and I hope you will love each other. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay, folks, I'm bushed. Thank you so much for everybody that came through. I really, really appreciate it. I think we got some interesting answers there. I'll probably be dreaming about this stuff tonight. Yeah, thank you so much. Thank you so much to every single person that came through and that was part of this consciousness and co-creating with me tonight. I appreciate you guys and hope you have a blessed, wonderful week. Thank you so much.
Bye, everyone.
Bye-bye. There we go.